Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome back to our channel. Everyone is fine. Please watch the video till the end and become a family member by subscribing the channel and like the video and comment where you are watching the video. Thank you. It to yourself. 8 things. Stoic. Say you shouldn't tell others. Discover the timeless principles that can transform your perspective on life and relationships. Don't just watch. Embrace the Stoic mindset and elevate your journey to a more mindful and fulfilled existence. Let's dive in secret. Number 1, keep your fears to yourself. The Stoics believe that exposing your fears to others demonstrates vulnerability and a lack of control over your emotions. When you verbalize your anxieties, you give in to irrational impulses rather than remain calm and rational. Additionally, voicing your fears can perpetuate and intensify them. Talking about worries makes them feel more real and validated. Keeping fears private prevents them from growing. Furthermore, the Stoics felt that confiding fears suggest you are seeking consolation from others. However, true tranquility can only come from within. Relying on external validation reflects the weakness of will. The Stoic sage keeps a stoic appearance even in the face of inner turmoil. By masking feelings of dread, you demonstrate strength of character and self-sufficiency. Allowing others to see your fears erodes your dignified, unshakable presence. Therefore, the Stoics recommend keeping your fears to yourself. Don't verbalize anxieties or expose vulnerabilities. Maintain an outward image of confidence and poise. No matter how worried you may feel inside, your fears belong to you. Privately sharing them publicly undermines yourself. Control number 2. Don't expose secret turma. Don't expose your desires. Your desires revealing your deepest desires to others can be tempting. However, this gives them power over you and sets you up for disappointment. Desires make who's vulnerable. When others know what we want most, they can use that knowledge against us. They may make false promises, manipulatives, or sabotage our plans. Keeping desires private protects us from those who would take advantage. Voicing desires also creates expectations. When we tell others what we want, we anticipate our wishes coming true. This yearning for desired outcomes leaves us anxious and unhappy until the wants are fulfilled. Holding desires internally keeps us focused on the present moment. By staying silent about desires, we avoid giving others influence over us, and we keep ourselves free of unrealistic expectations. Our happiness remains securely in our own hands. Secret number 3. Don't expose regrets. Regrets. We all have things in our past that we regret or wish to change. However, constantly expressing regrets to others accomplishes little. According to the Stoic philosophers, you should keep regrets private and instead focus that energy on learning from the experience. When you tell others about your regrets, you aren't fixing anything or improving it. You are simply complaining and seeking pity or validation from others. This won't lead to growth, the Stoics say. It's better to have an internal dialogue about your regrets. Reflect deeply on what happened. Take responsibility for your role and determine what you can learn from it. Use regrets as fuel to make better decisions in the future. The past cannot be changed, so dwelling on regrets is unproductive. Keep the lessons your regrets taught you privately, then move forward by applying those lessons to live a wiser life. Regret can be a powerful teacher if you refrain from endless rumination and instead put its lessons into action. Number 4. Don't seek external praise. Seek external praise. According to Stoic philosophy, we should find satisfaction and pride from within, not from the validation and praise of others. Seeking external praise indicates that you lack internal confidence and self-worth. Relying on others for affirmation means you've given them the power to control your sense of pride and accomplishment. This creates an unhealthy dependency. Instead, take quiet pride in a job well done. Whether or not anyone else notices or approves, judge yourself by your standards, not by arbitrary societal benchmarks or the fickle opinions of others. Be motivated by your values and an inner sense of honor. not a desire for trophies, applause, or empty words. No, you have worth beyond any superficial praise. The validation that matters comes from living virtuously and keeping your inner self in harmony. If you need others to tell you that you've done well to feel proud, then you have more work to do. On a personal level, pride based on externalities is fragile and contingent, whereas pride rooted internally persists regardless of circumstance. Number 5, secret, or don't expose vanity. Don't expose vanity. Vanity is an unhealthy attachment to external possessions, achievements, or qualities that we believe reflect positively on our self-worth. Yet, true self-worth comes from within, not from what we own or how others see us. We reveal deep insecurities when we expose our vanity by boasting of possessions, dropping names, seeking compliments, or obsessing over our image. Stoic philosophers cautioned against the emptiness of vanity rather than flaunting ourselves. We do better to cultivate inner virtues and find contentment in simplicity. Vanity often stems from ego, the notion that we are distinct and important. But in the grand scheme of things, our lives are breathe sparks in an unimaginably vast universe. Seeking validation through vanity is an endless, unfulfilling process. We always feel we need more money, fame, status, or beauty. Instead, the Stoics advocate living by internal values, not external things. This liberates us from the stressful need to prop up our egos. We focus less on managing perceptions and more on meaningful pursuits. With less vanity, we gain peace of mind. Number 6, keep your anger to yourself. Anger to yourself. Anger is a powerful emotion that can easily get out of control if we expose it to others. When we feel angry, it tends to make us act irrationally, saying or doing things we may later regret. Stoicism teaches us that we should keep our anger contained within ourselves. Sharing anger with others often escalates situations, causing more harm than good. Exposing anger can damage relationships and reputations. It can also reveal vulnerabilities and weaknesses that others may try to exploit. Anger clouds rational thinking, so keeping it inside allows us to process it calmly, letting it dissipate without impacting those around us. The Stoics practice self-restraint when it comes to expressing anger. Just because we feel anger does not mean we must vent it externally with patience and reflection. Anger can be diffusive. Internally, this protects us and those we care about from anger's destructiveness. By containing our anger, we maintain self-control, avoiding rash choices fueled by rage. Anger is best handled as an internal emotion under our control. Keeping anger inside prevents irrational words and actions that could worsen a difficult situation. Exposing anger may feel momentarily satisfying, but rarely leads to constructive outcomes. With composure and discretion, anger can be constructively transformed rather than destructively released. Secret number 7. Avoid gossiping. Gossiping can easily become a bad habit that betrays confidence and breathes resentment. We violate their trust and privacy when we talk about others behind their backs. Even if the gossip seems harmless, it can still be hurtful. What we say may get distorted as it spreads, ultimately damaging reputations and relationships. Gossip also reflects poorly on our character. It shows we're untrustworthy and petty. We're putting others down, perhaps out of jealousy or boredom. We're spreading negativity that serves no good purpose. The Stoic philosophers taught that we should avoid gossip and idle talk. We gain nothing worthwhile from it. Instead, we should speak with purpose and integrity. Our words should uplift others, not tear them down. We must respect people's privacy and refrain from disclosing their matters. When we feel tempted to gossip, we should pause and reflect. Why do we want to discuss this person or situation? Will it help or harm? Does it align with our values? Often we'll realize the urge comes from a place of ego, jealousy, or boredom. Staying silent is wiser. We can politely change the subject. If someone tries to gossip with us, we don't need to participate or pass it along. This takes inner strength, but preserves our integrity. It creates an environment where people's reputation and dignity stays intact. This gives people room to grow and become their best selves, free from judgment and pettiness. It builds a community based on compassion and wisdom, not rumor. Don't secret number 8. Don't seek external validation. Seek external validation. Seeking validation from others gives them influence and some power over us. When we depend on others for approval, our self-worth depends on their opinions. This makes us vulnerable to manipulation, as people can withhold validation or use it as a bargaining chip. The Stoics teach us to derive our sense of worth from living virtuously, not outside praise. As Marcus Aurel has said, don't pay attention to other people's minds. Look straight ahead where nature is leading you, nature in the form of your constitution. Rather than chasing validation, we should focus inward and live by our values. This provides an inner stability not swayed by external events. We can be kind to others while detached from their evaluation of us. Seeking too much approval can also prevent us from speaking difficult truths when needed. As Epictetus stated, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. To summarize, we should avoid needing others' validation. Our self-worth comes from within, not from fleeting outside opinions. This provides freedom to live by our principles. As we wrap up conclusion our exploration into the Stoic philosophy, remember that sometimes the greatest wisdom lies in silence. Embrace the power of restraint and the art of keeping certain things to yourself. The 8 insights from the Stoics are not just guidelines but keys to unlocking a more serene and meaningful life. So practice these teachings, keep your counsel, and witness the transformative impact it can have on your journey.